you know. Could you get me second Acts? Acts 2 verse 42, please, Ark. No, this is second Acts right now.
Verse 42, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
This is Acts 2 and 42. And they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, and in breaking of bread and in prayers.
Right, so like I mentioned earlier, you come in this thing under the vibration of us, of the brothers, of the elders, the apostles, and you believe us to be men of the Lord. Okay, if that's what you believe, continue in that. You know, a second, continue in that, man. Keep the power running on it. You know, yeah, continue in that. Okay, don't then start thinking, oh, these guys are not them, because you just made a mistake then. You should have known before you came in then. You know, but it's because Satan has got into your mind that you start having doubts, because it's because of your lack of understanding and your inexperience, man, that you know, you see things or hear things that you don't agree with. I have brothers, well, if you was more seasoned, more mature in this thing, you'd understand a lot better.
And also you get like guys that, you know, pertaining to this scripture anyway, guys that become like lone wolves, or you know, feel that they may be too good for brothers and don't want to be around brothers, you know, because they feel like they're above, you know, or you know, they just think they're too proud, you know, they become ahead of themselves. You got guys in the truth that like that. I'll read it again, Acts 2 and 42. And they continued steadfastly in the apostles. This is the example. Basically, those guys who get so proud, they might know a lot of scriptures, but then they also lack in the fundamentals. And that's another thing that the brother was saying.
Like brotherhood, you know,
Doctrine.
order. They're all a part of this truth, man. It's not you when you take on the scriptures, man, you got to take on the whole thing and everything that is in it. And you, like I said, brothers might not be able to do everything to the T, man. You know, there's things that we lacking, you know, that we all have to work on.
Definitely.
But, you know, you can't become high-minded. It's for that very reason that we know we lack, is what keeps us humble, man. Because there's always room for improvement, things you should be working on. Okay, that's what keeps you humble, because knowing that you can't really say shit. You know what I mean? You can't really say shit. Because you yourself, you need to work on your shit, man. But obviously, there's order and things have to be spoken. Okay, things have to be kept in order. Okay, so someone has to say something. Okay, but don't ever get it twisted. Just because you get rebuked, that's not saying, oh, the brother thinks he's better than you, so he can do that. No, he's got his own shit to deal with too. You know, he may or may not be aware of it. But at the end of the day, we have to help each other. So if we're getting rebuked, then you have to take that, man. Okay, but everything has to be done in order and in decency. Okay, and that's where the order comes into it, man. You can't just, you know, you're a young fledgling and you trying to rebuke an elder. That doesn't roll, man. No, you got a problem with another brother or whatever, you go and speak to your officer above you, man. Okay, and you know, let him deal with it. Maybe he'll escalate that or whatever if he deems it necessary. Okay, if he doesn't deem it necessary, then he won't. You know, but there's an order, man. You can't just
and the scriptures
shooting
on that, man.
left, right, centre, man.
Scriptures on that.
Because you're a youngling. What do you know, really? So you have to make sure it's kosher, man. What you're doing, okay?
Once again, going into the fundamentals, it says doctrine and fellowship, and in breaking of bread, and in prayers. That's the fundamentals. You wanted verse 43 out?
Nah, just that one.
Just that one.
I just got a couple more. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 11, please. Alright, so it's important to stay within the doctrine, man. Things that you've been taught. Don't think that you're on some level now that you can start saying, oh, you got this wrong, you got that wrong. You're not on that level. No one is on that level. As you know what I mean? The elders, apostles, they're way ahead of the game in terms of everybody else. Okay, the Spirit's been dealing with them for a long time, and you believe that at some point. So you better, if you don't believe, man, you're losing faith. You're losing faith. That's just what it is, man. And now you're making excuses. So continue in the things that was learned. Okay, go and read
this
it up.
Is Ecclesiastes 11 and 9. It says, "Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth,
No, 9 verse 11.
9 verse 11, Salakia. This is Ecclesiastes 9 and 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift.
Right. You know what I mean? I know people, guys want to be on the level. I want to be better than I am, but, I can't rush that, man. I can't, you know what I mean? I can only do what the Most High allowed me to do, man. So if you want to think you want to shoot up the ranks, you want to be somebody, because this is not about you. This is not about us. We're not here to prove something of ourselves to other people. We're here to do the work of the Lord. So
seek your own salvation.
That's right. So it's not, if you want to be on that level, that's all well and good, man. But don't make it about you, man. Okay, this truth isn't about you. Okay, so this isn't for the swift, man. You got to take your time over things, man. If you're a youngling, man, you're not going to become an elder overnight. It just don't work like that, man. Okay, you're not going to surpass brothers that have been in it way longer than you, man. Okay, it doesn't work like that. Okay?
The race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favour to men of skill, but time and chance happen to them all.
Okay, so the point was about being swift, man. This is a marathon, man. You got to make it to the end. Some people go too fast and don't make it. Okay, some people so-called grow too quickly, but then bug out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a power trip. They just bug out and then don't make it to the end. So what was all that for? Didn't mean anything at the end of the day. Yeah, you had, you was on a certain level, but you couldn't finish. So you wasted all that energy in doing nothing ultimately. Last one, 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 13, please up.
So 2 Timothy
3 and 13, please.
3 and 13. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Alright, so if you're weak money, you're going to be seduced, man. Because in your heart, you're really evil. Okay, you want to do things your way or whatever, man. And you want to be a teacher, but you don't want to teach how we teach or what we teach, and you want to do your own thing. Now you're teaching others, man, to go wayward. Guys doing that. Sometimes Satan is so strong they're out there for a while, but it always ends up at some point that they pine away, and you don't hear from them again. They get their little moment. But yeah, continue up.
But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them.
Right, so you was convinced of us. Remain convinced. Remain convinced, man. And if you think any brother is doing wrong or whatever, man, let the Lord deal with that. Because the Lord surely knows. He'll surely find out. And he'll judge him accordingly, man. Because you don't know if that man's a man of the Lord or not. Even if he transgresses against you or anybody else, you don't know if that man's a man of the Lord or not. So you should be careful what you say to certain people, man. Okay, you have to be mindful of these things, man. Move with wisdom. But like I said, that wisdom comes with time. Okay, comes with time. Okay, so like I said, no one can fake this thing at the end of the day, man. No one can fake being the man of the Lord. If they're a man of the Lord, Yahweh Shai will save them. If they're not, then they won't get saved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there is no doubt about that. So no one can fake this. Okay, so you don't really have to worry on that level, man. That he's wicked and all this kind of stuff. He's this and that. Yeah, but it doesn't mean he can't be forgiven, because the brother might have done wrong, but he can be forgiven. So you have to be mindful of these things. Okay. Yeah, continue on.
It says, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Yahweh Shai.
Alright, so like I said, we come into the truth as children, okay, under the elders, the apostles, and they've grown us, man. They've nurtured us in this truth. Okay, and so we're they're our fathers, they're our masters, and we're underneath them, man. Okay, and to be good children, you follow, man. You follow your father's stead, man. You know, those are above you, man. Okay, because the Lord didn't wake. You know, the Lord didn't. Who did you learn from? The Lord just didn't wake you out of your damn fucking sleep and, oh, I'm an Israelite, and you know, oh, I don't know the breakdowns.
Arise.
You know, that's not how things work, man. No, you came across the apostles, the elders, and the brothers out there, man, and they're the ones that, you know, delivered this truth to you, man, through the Spirit. Okay, so be mindful of that, man. Okay, and play your role, wherever that role is. Okay.
We've got one more precept. This is Psalms 119 by Aleph. It says, Aleph, blessed are the undefiled in the way who walk in the law of the Lord. Alright, that's meaning you stick to that sound doctrine. Alright, and you don't sway as soon as you get weak thinking, oh man, I'm just going to take, you know, have itching ears and, you know, seducing words. Alright, now I'm going to skip down to ooh, that's pretty nice right there. Verse 9. Beth, wherewithal shall a man cleanse his way? By taking heed hereto according to thy word. That's why we're speaking not of our own selves, but of according to the scriptures. Alright? So take heed to what the brothers, us brothers and the apostles on down Great Millstone are teaching you brothers out there, man.
Well, that's it.
We mark it with our own selves too.
So we make these videos for you brothers, man, and those out there that, you know, are learning, man. You know, because it's important for your growth. You know, brothers, you know, we've been in this, we know this, you know, and that's why we're able to teach it. You know, but it's for your benefit. Everything that we do is for your benefit. You know, we got to do what we do for ourselves, for our salvation, but we're out here doing the work for the Lord. Okay, as we're commanded to do, man. And our teachings are for your benefit. You know, we don't hate nobody to say that, you know, we teach for people's benefit, whether you like it or not. It's for your benefit. Okay, whether you're here or forbear.
Yep.
Okay, so everything is guidance at the end of the day to make, you know, brothers better. You know, to have great understanding. And the more brothers that do videos and you know that are out there, the quicker you can gain that understanding, man. You know, because, you know, when we first come into the truth, man, the elders out there, I mean, we had a backlog of videos, and brothers had archives of the elders' videos, and we were learning off that from old videos. I didn't even see none of the new videos yet. I was still watching all the old videos, but because them videos were already there, we gained so much understanding quickly. You know, but like I said, even though you might have gone over it and, you know, you've understood it to a certain degree, there's still more. There's always still more to get down and to
learn it more perfectly.
Yeah, you know, and there's always going to be that.
Which there's examples of people in the scriptures that had to be taught more perfectly of certain things. They knew certain things, but another thing
because we're not perfect. And like I said, the understanding is always gonna grow. Okay, it's never gonna stop. Okay, because we're being refined, so we're continuously having to work on things. Okay.
This is verse 10. It says, with my whole heart have I sought thee, O let me not wander from thy commandments. So two things I wanted to mention, like we said earlier in another scripture, which was prayer. All right, you can't pray enough. We can't pray enough, man. Just pray, you know, and have your mind about yourself. If you've got certain things, you know, in your mind that you need to communicate on a spiritual level, do that, man. Just pray more. Pray for faith, you know, and pray for endurance. Now, the second thing I wanted to mention is you got to know what you're involved in, you know, and you're, like it says, with my whole heart have I sought thee. You got to seek. This is a whole heart. Like the brother said, if your whole heart, or your mind, shall I say, is not in this, then maybe this ain't for you, man. All right, maybe you're not of the elect. But hey, you know what? Even if you feel that way, pray, man.
Yeah, well, that, you know, one of the things that's always kept me going on when I feel like shit is that as long as I have this word within me, that I know it, because the Most High can take it away at any moment. So when you feel like shit, feeling like you can't make it, just consider this, man. If you still got the Lord's word within you, man, you still believe.
Yeah.
Then that should be a sign, man. You should consider that, you know, and push on regardless of how you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pray.
Watch a video, do a video.
You know, pray about it. Continue going on, because the continuing is the best thing you can do. Keep pushing forward, man. You need to struggle to get to that, and even if you don't believe you can make it, you know, at certain points in time, man, you have to keep pushing on, man. You gotta try and make it. Okay, don't ever give up, man. Okay. Yeah, that's it on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, man, you know, take your time. Yes, we're in the last days, man, but you know, don't move so quickly to get out of shape, man. Okay, this thing is about endurance, resilience, man. Okay, doing what you need to do for your own salvation, man. Okay, this isn't about your own ego. This is not about none of that. Okay, this is doing simply what we've been told to do. Okay, we've been told to do something. You know, you're required to do things. Okay, and that's just the way it is, man. And in time, you'll grow and receive more understanding, man. Okay, but you know, you have to put things in perspective. Okay, so yeah, with that, brothers, we say shalom. Okay, until next time, shalom.
Shalom. Okay.